Is a game that I go to almost every year, but this year don't know if I'm heading there or not. But this one is the Crimson and Cardinal Classic between the Arkansas Razorbacks and the number 25 for now. AP poll comes out tomorrow. Oklahoma Sooners. Guys, when you look at this game, what are you thinking about? Which team do you kind of favor? What are your thoughts on Arkansas versus Oklahoma in Tulsa?
It's hard to tell with Arkansas. That's what we've talked about. They come out and have a great game against Duke, but then they drop two games. I mean, they drop games to UNC Greensboro and Memphis. So it's hard to tell, in my opinion. I don't know if Arkansas will come out with that same fire that they have had. But if they do, I would like to take them. But you also have the Oklahoma Sooners, who have some very underrated losses. I mean, or underrated wins. I mean, against USC, who might not be as good as advertised this year, but they still are a ranked team. And then they have that Iowa win as well. So I mean, it's an interesting matchup because I do feel like if Arkansas comes out with the same fire they did against Duke, then not many teams in the nation can beat them.
I would be of similar thought, but yeah, you're exactly right. That USC win, they USC coming in at 37 on Kim Palm, they win that one by 2, and then Iowa coming in at 38 on Kim Palm, so right next to each other, they win that one by 12. So it was really great. Those two wins right there have been really great for Oklahoma's resume so far this season. Maddie, you did your preseason research on Oklahoma. What are you kind of thinking on the Sooners?
I think Oklahoma, like those two games, played really well, but I feel like the matchups are going to get them in this game. Um, you know, just not really a whole lot to get excited about in terms of having some like superstar powers over in Oklahoma. I think team ball is really what helped them get the wins in that. Um, so I think that's going to be kind of their downfall in this game against Arkansas.
I gotcha. So where I'm really looking at is around the perimeter. This has been Arkansas's worst part about their defense this season has been around the perimeter. They're allowing 3-point field goals a ninth. They're eighth in the SEC when it comes to that. Their opponents are shooting 34.1%. They're 10th in the SEC in that. So there's been some issues around the perimeter this season for Arkansas. And then Oklahoma's hitting 8.4 3-pointers a game. So to me, taking care of the perimeter for Arkansas is the big concern on the defensive end for the Hogs, but we'll see. They held Duke off pretty well, so if they can do it again, and what Arkansas fans deem Bud Walton West out there in Tulsa at the BOK Center, we'll see what happens. Guys, go ahead. Let's go around the horn and get your picks. Isaac, we'll start with you.
I think in this one I'm going to give Arkansas the narrow win here because they obviously have Furman just a couple of days before that, and if they can get a win against Furman, I think it will be a good like lead into a win over Oklahoma.
All right, I like it. Oklahoma also face Providence the next night after the Arkansas Furman game. Maddie, your thoughts?
I think we see Arkansas with the win here, not a blowout. Kind of like Arkansas, or like Isaac said, a narrow margin for Arkansas. I'm going to say maybe somewhere between 6 and 8 points as a win over Oklahoma.
I am going to be stressing about this because here we go again. Somebody with the unanimous pick is one of these games are going to be wrong. This is probably the tight one, in my opinion, but I'm also going Arkansas. I still think that Arkansas is the more experienced team. I think, that's a lot. That's an objective point there, but Arkansas is the more experienced team. I think they've got a little bit of things sorted out on the offensive end when it comes to the assists and figuring out how their offense is going to run. So if Arkansas can get ahead in this game early, I think that's going to be the big thing. Whoever gets ahead in this game early has the last 2 years kind of swung the momentum in the basketball game in that game in Tulsa. So if Arkansas can get out ahead early, which I think they can do, and can get around that 50% field goal percentage, which we've seen them do in their wins so far this season, I'm going to lean Arkansas in this. And I think you've also got some momentum built up after that Duke game. If you can beat Furman, you're starting to feel better about yourself and you can get some momentum rolling. So I'm also going Arkansas on this, and we'll see if I regret it later as an Arkansas alumni.